You guys, I am so excited to be back with another speaker from Rise Live. I have Mary-Beth with me this week, and I want to just dive into, all the things with her. She's a nurse, she's an author, speaker, all the things. And I really want to dive in. I really want to dive into your book, and I also want to hear I really want to open up and first hear about, how you got into this. I know you've been a nurse for a long time, so I can only imagine you've seen all the burnout and all the things. And so I want to chat with you, how you got into speaking about self-care and becoming an author, writing this whole book and everything.
Okay, fantastic. As you mentioned, Audrey, I am a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for almost 45 years. I like to say I'm an oldie but a goodie.
Yes. Oh,
I started when we used glass syringes.
oh my gosh.
Needles. Can you believe that?
That is so cool.
And so I've always been sort of a science nerd, always kind of like science. So I went on to get a master's degree in science. And so for most of my life, I've been, a nurse doing nursing stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe 15 or 20 years ago, and I look younger than my biological
I'm like,
age.
yes. And we'll
So
talk about that because you do.
so when people would find out, my colleagues, how old I was, they would say, well, what are you doing? So I thought the different things I did with nutrition and exercise and skincare, that everybody knew everything that I did. And I realized they didn't because they're like, tell me more, tell me more. And then when I would tell them the things that I was doing, repeatedly people would say, you should write a book.
Yes.
So it took me about 15 years, but I did write the book. It's called Anti-Aging and Secrets of Healthy Living to Stop the Clock. And I say it's a guide to look younger, feel fantastic, and wow the world.
And really, I would love to hear a couple of your secrets because, yeah, can you give us a spoiler? Can you give us a skincare spoiler? Because truly, you look young. It's amazing.
Well, a couple things for skincare. Now, I don't use plastic surgery. I haven't had any plastic
Why?
surgery, and I'm
Wow.
more of a natural, holistic girl. So I know some people go for the Botox or the injectables, but I prefer to do things naturally. So one thing that I've been doing for a while, probably at least 10 years, is facial acupuncture.
Oh, wow.
I went on a cruise about 10 years ago or so, and they had some spa package. So it was a deal. But part of it was facial acupuncture. And I'm like, okay, I'm brave. I'm going to go try it. And, you had like 3 different sessions. And I thought, oh, it's going to be like one and done. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, this is just the start. So when I got home, I had to research puncturists. I've never gone to one in my life. So
Wow.
I did find somebody, and the way they do it is initially it might be once or twice a week for anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, depending on what their treatment schedule is when they analyze you. But then after that, it's like once a month that you
Oh,
go.
great.
And I really like it
Yeah.
because, well, and they can use numbing lotion so you don't feel it. And you do look like a pincushion when they
Yeah.
do it. But the method that they use is called Meizen, Meizen. And really what it means is beautiful inside and out.
Mm.
So one of the benefits of facial acupuncture, sometimes they call it facial rejuvenation.
Okay.
Not only are they treating the outside of you because the needles will help to produce collagen, blood flow, gets rid of fine wrinkles. But it's funny because I make sure I have like short sleeves and a shirt because the acupuncture sticks needles all different places.
Oh my,
Sometimes in my tummy, sometimes in my arm, sometimes in my leg. But what she's doing is she's feeling the energy that I have. So they're trying to balance your energy on the inside as well as bring that good energy and beauty out to your face. So they put all these needles in you and you lay there. And of course, they're playing like Zen like music in
Yeah.
the office. And you lay there for about 30 minutes after they put the needles in. And they say if you can try to meditate or relax, helps everything. If you're real tense, it's not going
Yeah.
to work. And you relax. And I like it because I have such a busy life that
Yeah.
it forces me to lay
Yeah.
there and just calm down and relax for 40 minutes. So that's one thing. Now that can be a little pricey
Okay.
because there is a cost to it. I don't know that it's any less expensive than Botox, but like I said, the
Yeah.
thing I like is the balancing inside and out and sort of maintaining. But another thing that I like to use is red light therapy.
Yes.
The red light. So some people use it. Sometimes they use it in wound care to
Oh,
help heal. And you want to make sure, and some spas or estheticians will have the professional red light that you
yeah.
can do, but you can also do it on your own at home. You just want to be careful that you want to have at least like 630 nanometers.
Okay.
So you need enough to be able to do something. So the really inexpensive ones might not be at that 630 nanometer level that you want. But what I do is I've tried two things. There's like a mask you can put on.
I
Now
love
you
those.
sort of
Yeah.
look like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. My husband, when I wear mine, I have to warn him ahead of time. He's like, I cannot walk in and see this. It's scary.
So you use the red light
I
mask,
haven't, which is what I was gonna say. I'm so glad you talked about, the I already forgot what it's called, but the 630, like the different lighting.
nanometers.
'Cause- Yeah, because I got just because I knew, it was like going to be professional type grade, it was going to be the right quality. I got the Omnilux, but I mean they're pricey.
Mhm.
And so I was looking and I was like, I kind of want to do my hands or my neck, and I don't want to buy another like $500 thing. So I was like, can I find this on Amazon? Can you find? But I know you had to know the right lighting.
Yeah, I think Omnilux is okay. I've also used DPL.
Okay.
They make, and now they make the panels. So I've tried the face mask before. And so
Uh,
you want to make sure that you don't want to be a before and after,
yeah,
your face is great, but your neck looks like a
yeah.
year old. So I like the panels because
Okay.
I can put it on my face and
I
then
love
I put it
that.
down here. So I'm getting all this area too.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't really explored it, but there are some research studies out there that say it can help to reduce the appearance of cellulite.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons I like the panels because you can use it other
Put it
places.
all over all night long. Move it around. Wow.
But I do like that too. And that's easy to do. But what I do is I set my alarm for 15 minutes earlier than when I want to get out of bed.
Oh,
And I have it right next to my bed. I
he is amazing.
put it on before I
I
get
love
up.
that. Oh, that is so smart.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Oh, that's so perfect that you just brought this up because I was like, I need to research, I need to remember what the specifics are so you can find the right kind of one. I also keep seeing people doing, I guess it's like a standalone red light that you kind of sit in front of or meditate in front of. I don't know the research on that, but
Yeah. I've seen some of those whole body ones.
yeah,
I think you'd have to make sure that it's the right light frequency that you want it to be because really the masks and even the panels, I mean the 350 to 550 range is what you're going to be paying for a
yeah,
quality product. So if
yeah,
you see something, the whole body one for $150, it's probably not
yeah,
light frequency that you would want for what you
yeah.
want to do.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's when I bought the face mask, I was like, "Oh, this is an investment," but it is an investment, exactly. It's like, "Okay, I'll pay the money and we will do this and it lasts." And for them, I mean, not a plug for this company, but they did have a really good like a warranty because actually something happened with the charging cord and I sent it back. They sent me a whole new box of everything. So I mean, it's worth it just to invest and get like the good stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. Now, something low tech that people can
Oh,
do, and
yes.
so, maybe the acupuncture is going to be beyond someone's price range, and even the 350 to 550 might be something that people have to sign up for. But the other thing that I find does have really good results is giving yourself a facial with
Mm,
steam. So you can buy, I have a nice steamer that I invested in that you can do aromatherapy in and
oh
it comes
god.
out and everything. But for years, I just used a big pot. Like
Oh,
you'd cook corn or a bunch of
that's good.
spaghetti in, and you heat it up on your stove. And once it gets to almost boiling, you put it on a pad, and
Yeah.
then I just put a towel
Oh,
over
so
me,
smart.
and I let it steam for 5 minutes, and then I put a face mask on.
Oh,
And there's all kinds of face masks, but the one that I kind of like the best, I keep on going back to it, is like a clay mask
okay.
because I feel that well, one, it's natural. Two, I feel that it brings stuff out that you
Yeah.
don't want in your face. But if you do that maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, you'll notice a difference
Oh my
because it's
gosh.
basically cleaning out your pores and your face.
Like, tonight I'm busting out this big pot. I'm ready. I'm so excited. I wanna touch on
What do I have this big pot for? What's
yeah,
for a beauty treatment?
exactly. My husband's like, "You don't even like to cook. What is going on?" I wanna chat with you too about stress in general, and that's such a big topic, but I'm sure you've picked up some good stress relief techniques over the years because we do have a lot of nurses that listen in, and in general, just being a woman, being a busy woman, I mean, it gets so stressful. I know we come home at the end of the day, and I think a lot of people tend to think like it's okay as long as I get to bed by like 11 p.m. and I just sleep. And it's like that's not real stress relief. Like we need to
Mhm.
really come down and down regulate. So I would love to hear your tips.
Well, and I think one of the things that you said is sleep.
Mhm.
Okay. So sleep is vitally important. And I know some people say, asleep when I die.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you really need it helps in so many ways if you're getting quality sleep. So, the National Institutes of Health say that people should be getting between 7 and 9 hours. And so 41% of Americans don't get that. But it's even worse if you're a woman who has PMS, you're
Sure.
menstruating, you're postpartum, or you're anywhere in the menopause continuum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those women, 75% of women going through that have poor quality sleep. And it's just awful. I mean, have you ever not slept well and you wake up and you're ravenous? You cannot get enough
Yeah.
food all
Totally.
day long. And it is because your appetite regulating hormones are flip-flopped.
Mhm.
Leptin, the one that tells you you're full, is sleeping like you should have been. And then Ghrelin, which is the one that says you're hungry, you need to eat, is in overdrive. That's why am I eating all day when I didn't sleep well? And then, of course, your risk of diabetes is two
Mhm.
and a half times greater if you get consistently less than
Yeah.
5 hours of sleep. So I think one of the things is focusing on, I almost think of it as a beauty treatment. Okay.
Love
Trying
it.
to get to bed by 10. I don't always get to sleep until 11 or sometimes midnight if I'm watching something on Netflix and I have to watch the next episode. But there are things that you can do. If you have a cooler bedroom,
Ooh.
65 degrees is ideal. I find that as I've gotten older, light really bothers me.
Yeah.
And they've shown now some studies are coming out saying blue light really affects children more than adults. But I'll tell you, I think it still affects
Yeah.
adults. And blue light comes from your phone, the TV, if you have an alarm clock, all those things emit your cable box, they all emit this blue light. And blue light wakes you up. So
Mhm.
you're not getting good quality sleep. But I just mentioned I like watching my night my Netflix.
Yeah.
The other thing is you can try to turn on an amber setting on your phone.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Will eliminate the blue light. And then I have these glasses that I
Oh,
bought that are amber glasses. So
yeah.
some of the colors look a little funky because they're amber. So you're looking through these amber glasses, but they help to reduce the blue light. So if you do want to watch TV at night, the blue light isn't waking up your brain.
Yeah.
Um, I also use a sleep mask to make sure, like I like leaving my blinds cracked so that
Mm,
when the sunlight comes in, it's easier for me to get out of bed if the sun is shining,
yeah.
but I don't always wanna get up at 6 or 6:30 when the
Yeah.
sun's coming in. So and or if there's, a car going by or a street light. So
Yeah.
I use a sleep mask that just blocks everything out until I'm ready to take it off and,
Yeah.
put the red light on.
Yeah, right? Oh, I love that. Oh, I have to ask you, just because we're on all these fun topics, how do you feel? Have you heard about the new mouth tapes that people are doing
No,
while
tell me.
sleeping? People are
No.
doing these like mouth tapes, and so it basically tapes your mouth so that you're just breathing through your nose, and people are
For your
claiming having the best sleep ever, but I haven't read any research or looked into that at all. But I'm like, "Oh,
I have heard something about that, that, yeah, you really want to be breathing through your nose. And some of the people that have sleep apnea, they need to teach themselves to breathe through their nose if they've eliminated other causes that can be
sure."
contributing, and it certainly can help.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but I haven't tried taping my mouth shut yet.
Yeah, yeah, I'm like, I don't know, and for wrinkle like, just I'm, like, in the tape era. I haven't bought the Frownies yet, but I have, like, a reusable type one, but I'm like, "This all sounds so fun." I just wanna go to bed fully, like, just immobile. Just don't move my face. I love all this, yeah. This is so much fun.
And then I think the other thing that, and I still struggle with this, is trying to say no, especially
Mm,
if you're a nurse and we're caregivers and we wanna take care of others, and we usually subjugate our own needs to take care of others, whether it's patients or your children or your partner or your
yeah.
friends. So, one of the things that I've been doing probably the last year and testing out, because you know you're supposed to say no because you don't have time, but it's like you say
Right,
yes because you're going to feel guilty if you
right.
say no. You're going to let somebody down. So
Yeah.
what I've learned is to say no, and what I can do. Okay.
Mm.
So maybe your girlfriends all want you to go out on a Thursday night, and you know that I want to be in bed at 10. I need some time to myself. If I go out, I'm going to be drinking. I'm going to get in later than I want to. I don't want to spend 4 or 5 hours. I don't have that time, but you don't want to feel guilty. So what you can say is, no, I'm sorry, I can't go out on Thursday. What about we all get together for coffee on Saturday morning? So
Ah.
then maybe you have an hour Saturday morning to get together. Or if you can't, you might say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't go out this time. Maybe next month."
Mm,
Okay. And maybe next month you can go out with the girls on a Thursday night if
yeah.
you want to. But that has been really helpful to me because if somebody's asking me for something, it's hard for me to say no. But if I say no and say something else, that helps me to be able to say no to the person.
I think it's so easy, to say, don't have guilt or just don't worry about it but I mean when it comes down to it, exactly, it's so hard not to carry a little bit of guilt for these things, or we do feel a little bit bad, and we love our friends and we love all the fun things and we want to take part and just like live a fun life, but it's so it does bring us so much guilt. So I love this tactic to kind of really minimize the guilt and to keep our relationships strong. It's like, so people know we do still really care, we do want to be part of something, but let's try this. This would work a little better for me.
And I think the other thing is trying to carve out what I call me time. And it's
Mhm.
not selfish. Some people think it's selfish because you should be doing for everyone else. Even if it's 15 minutes a day, to
Yeah.
try to get it. You know, it might be some people like those, the gratitude journals. Some people just like meditating. Some people like reading.
Yeah.
Even if you can read for 30 minutes a day, sometimes that's just your luxury time that you have. And then just trying to really prioritize the other things in your life. I know that if you're a mom and you have younger kids and you're doing the laundry, think about just giving the laundry to your kids and saying you need to fold your own clothes. I mean, even if they're six, they can sort
Yeah.
their socks and put their stuff together. That might give you some time. Another thing that really very recently, like in the last 3 weeks that I got, and I've been thinking about it for a year, is I have this robot that will vacuum my rugs and clean my tile and hardwood
Oh,
for me.
wow.
And
That's
so,
awesome.
yeah, and
Yeah.
again, that's something to save up for,
Yeah.
but it just goes around. It does a better job than if I got on my hands and knees and did it
Wow.
or used a mop. And that is a huge time
Yeah.
saver. Trying to think, are there certain things that either you really don't like to do
Yeah.
or zap your time? And I think sometimes thinking, do you really need to dust? Now if it's going to bug you to death, then go ahead and do your dusting. But it's like, if you can't find your me time, it's like, is anyone really going to notice if there's dust if you don't dust for another week or a couple of days? So I know that sometimes we've been told we can do it all. But what the person who said that forgot to tell us is you can do it all, just not at one time.
It's so good. Yeah. We have to be able to spread this out. Where can we find your book? I know on your website everything's right there, but like, I mean, everybody needs this because I just think, learning this information and really just having that almost like that accountability to, have a book that's kind of giving you some of these juicy tips. Like that's so, so good.
Well, the book has 5 different sections in it. So I talk about exercise, nutrition, self care, hair and makeup, as well as skincare.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
So those are areas that I address in it. And what I try to do is I use some of the science to
Sure.
let people know why you want to or why you don't really want to be doing something. And
Yeah.
then I try to give people ideas on how you can incorporate it into your own lives because I think a lot of people know what they should be doing. It's just, okay, I know I should be eating better,
Yep.
but McDonald's is really easy to go to.
Sure.
Or I know I should be exercising, but I can't get to the gym. What is something that I can do at home? And even just double duty things that I give people lots of
Yeah.
different ideas. So it is available on Amazon in Kindle or paperback. Some
Well,
people like the paperback. Some of the comments I got is they got out their highlighters and they
I
were highlighting the things that they really like. And then it's also available at Barnes and Noble too.
perfect. Good. Nice. Oh, I love this. Yeah, I feel like just opening it up and I love that it's created that way. You can kind of open up to the different sections and you can focus even on one section at a time. And like you said, like we can do it all, just not all at the same time. So we can kind of do our little focus areas. I love that. And
Absolutely.
where like where can we find you to, get in your world? Like I know, you have Instagram. I know you're out there, you're in social, but like, if we want to engage and just hear more of this, I know you speak, all
Mhm.
the things. Where can we find all this?
Well, whenever I'm doing, I'm in a summit or a festival or I'm speaking, I like to let people know. And so I'll post it on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Okay, so people are aware. And a lot of the things that I'm doing, I mean, it's free for people to sign up
Awesome.
and learn about different things that are going on. So they can listen to what I have to say as well as other speakers as well. So I have it there. And then the other way to get in touch with me is I do have my website, marybethnewell.com. No, I don't post necessarily all the speaking engagements that I
Sure,
have, but you
sure.
can learn more about me. And that's another way to order my book if people want to. But
Perfect.
Amazon,
I'll
you
make sure
can
that's
get
linked.
that.
Yeah. I'll make sure that's all linked below, and yeah, it's such a pleasure having you on. I love these conversations. I think that a lot of times, again, like as a woman, as a busy nurse, all of these hats that we wear, I think it's so easy to just, binge out on Netflix all day, which of course it's fine once in a while, like you're saying, but it's easy to just forget the self-care and then just get into these, deep holes. I've gotten into very deep, holes of just having times where I really am just not taking care of myself at all. And it can get really dark. And so having somebody like you that has like a
Mhm.
whole book of just here's like some simple tips and then here's some more advanced things, but here's
Mhm.
what you can do today,
Right.
to start taking care of yourself.
Or
And
if you only have 15 minutes, there's
yeah,
lots of things you can do if you have 15 minutes. And even if you're in the car, you can be doing it for 15 minutes. So I really try to think about my own life and where I do some of these things as well and let people, this is an idea, this is an idea. You're right. There's probably something for everyone in there.
yeah, yeah. So we can age beautifully and we can just enjoy our lives. That's my big thing. I want to enjoy it. I want to be happy, So, well, thank you so much for coming and I'll link everything below. I mean, is there anything, do you want to share like one last little like tip, or is there one like go-to thing that you
Well,
would
I
you say?
think another area that and it's completely free
Yeah.
is drinking water. Water is liquid gold. Okay. It plumps up your skin. It gets rid of toxins. When
Wow.
people think they need a cup of coffee or a Snickers bar in the afternoon, what you really need is a glass of water. And because we tend to be chronically dehydrated. And if you get enough water, and even just 1% more than maybe your body needs, your body will naturally not crave sugar, cholesterol, and fat
Ugh.
laden foods. So even if you didn't sleep well, drink your water so that if you're going to be eating all day long, you're not going to want the sugar and the fatty foods.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. I don't know, I'm like suddenly like ready for all my water. Well, thank you so, so much for coming. And I can't wait to continue to watch you just expand all of this knowledge.
Well, thank you so much, Audrey. It was my pleasure. Really, my pleasure.